Welcome to this sales demonstration on the InterAcct accounting software. In this video we're going to have a look at some of the standard reports that are in the base software and run through some of the accounting transactions that are able to be performed in the system. I'm going to go into the general ledger menu and from here into financial reports. We can see that we can run comparison reports for any fiscal month that we're wanting to. There's options to turn on and off features within the report, and you can see that the normal reports that you'd expect to find in an accounting package as far as trial balance, profit and loss, balance sheet are all in here, but we've got a few variations on that theme. So this is a simple trial balance for my test company that I've got set up in here. You can see what we'd expect to see. This is a basic profit and loss with year-to-date totals and a comparison to last year-to-date as well. We're able to set up general ledger budgets in the software as well, so we can see here our actual revenue and costs compared to our budgeted revenue and costs, and what the variance in those different sections would be. We can also compare that to last year's budget actual variance if we've got data in that period. This is another variation on the same theme. Based on the year-to-date totals that we've got in the software, it tries to forecast what our profit and loss might be for the period of time. This is a trading statement report with month-to-date and year-to-date figures, percentages of sales, etc. This is one of my favorite reports in the software, the 12-month profit and loss statement that shows me totals for each month, and in here as well we can see our net operating profit over those periods of time and our total for the year. We've got a balance sheet in here with figures this year compared to last year, and the option to run that same report with a movement or difference column in here. There's also options in the standard software to purchase a divisional accounting module, which allows us to be able to have divisions and departments within the same system, or even multiple legal entities if we get that module, in which case we can run reports just for specific divisions or departments, or to run them over a group of divisions or departments. Underneath the general ledger menu, which is where we are now, there's areas in here to set up your normal chart of accounts, control accounts, to set up the groups and subgroups. We've got summary search files that we can look at, such as this month-by-month summary, which shows us totals for each GL account by a particular period of time. So this is the service revenue. We can see month-to-date totals, year-to-date totals. If we wanted to, we can drill down from there, or even underneath any of these menu links here to see the general ledger transactions that make up that. And in here we can see a whole bunch of different transactions. We can pull up the details on there and see information on which operator created the transaction, when it went through to the general ledger, when the data was entered in for. We can link back from here to customer files or sales or anything depending on what type of transaction it is that we're looking at. We've also got the option to run a business activity statement report that comes up and gives us our totals that we need to report to the ATO. We've also got the ability to run a bank reconciliation. The InterAcct bank rec is slightly easier to use than some of the other bank reconciliation systems out there. It asks us what's the opening statement date, closing statement date, what our balance was at the opening, and what our balance was at the closing. Now, if I've already done my bank rec up until the end of the previous month or a period of time, it will suggest this figure for me automatically when I come in here, knowing that the closing balance from the previous day will be the same as the opening balance of the next day. If we've got that data in there, all we need to do is run this report, and we can see that it comes up telling me that the information from before this date is all correct. And if there's differences here, which it says that there are, it gives us suggestions as to what they might relate to. Perhaps there is bank statement entries that haven't been entered in, or we haven't done an end of year rollover for this particular account. And so it tries to find where we might have made mistakes. If we want to look at all the transactions that make up the bank rec, we've still got that option to come into here and see all the transactions for that period of time and as to why they might not be in our totals. We store most of the accounting transactions that can be performed all into this one accounting menu. So you can see in here that we can receive money, make payments, raise invoices to customers through a variety of different ways. Purchase orders, creditors, invoices, timesheets. But most of these menu options are also throughout the software in the areas that would be relevant for them. So we can raise a purchase order underneath a sale or underneath the job. We can key in creditors' invoices underneath the accounts payable menu as well, or do delivery dockets underneath the products and materials menu. So where we've got those sorts of duplicates, it doesn't matter which screen you use, it's always going to have the effect of putting that data out to all the other parts of the other software. There are a lot of other standard reports that are within the standard system. This particular report is a configurable report where we can select, in this case, to run a sales report based on division and department, but we can add in extra areas to say, look, we're wanting to sort that by which employee was the salesperson, or and which state they made their sales into. Running the report, it comes up showing a breakdown by division, and if we pull up the divisional information, we can see the totals for each of our employees based on the states that they sold to and the sales values and profitability that they've made on each of those areas. But as a user, you can certainly configure this report to show whatever you need it to show, and it can store and save those preferences so that the next time you go to run it, you don't need to set it up each time. These same sorts of reports are available to run for jobs within the system, products, suppliers, looking at customers, all sorts of different areas that we've got standard reports. Far too many reports than what we could show in a simple video like this. There is payroll within the software, fixed assets, import shipment costings, and the normal sort of journals and transactions, contra deals that you might expect to see in most accounting packages. We can run through and show you those transactions in an online demo. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.